Hey YouTube, it's Jaden. It is August 22nd, 2016. And I'm going to try something new. I have another few minutes of making a video, and this is going to be more like a vlog style, just a life, keep you all updated. My main goal of standing in front of the camera right now and making this video is to see where I'm at in like 6 months, because I have a lot going on, I have a lot coming up, I have a lot that just happened. So yeah, I just, see where I am now, see where I am in 6 months, see if I haven't self-destructed. So let's do transition stuff first, real quick, get that out of the way. So as of July 23rd, I was 6 years on testosterone, and then February of, I think it was February 17th of 2016, I was 5 years post-top surgery. And I showed you my chest in my last video, which was like a couple months ago from that hotel room, which I'm back home now, which is awesome. I love being home. It's just so convenient. So let's see what's happened since I was on the road for work. Been back home for about, well, I was back home for about 3 days, and then I left on the AIDS ride, and I was gone for almost 2 weeks. The AIDS ride, that was beginning of June. So I left work, traveling for work, was home 2 days, went on the AIDS ride, was gone like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Went to Disneyland for a few days, and then came back to my local area and started the same project that I was doing traveling home locally, which has been nice to sleep in my own bed. And as much as I like traveling hotels, I lived out of a hotel for like almost 2 months, so I was ready to have a bed. And then plus going from living in a hotel for almost 2 months and then living on the ground in a truck on the AIDS ride, and yeah, it was really nice to get into my own bed and have my dogs and yeah, just home. So it's hot here, it's summer in the desert. I live in the Palm Springs area, so if any of y'all are ever out in Palm Springs and want to hang out, hit me up. I think the high today was 107, which is actually quite mild for August. And if it stays that way for the rest of the summer, I will not complain. So next week I start back to college. I'm signed up for 9 units, sociology, business, and bookkeeping. And the only reason I'm taking bookkeeping is because it's a segue into an accounting class I want to take, and I was told that this bookkeeping class, the whole 16 weeks of the bookkeeping class, is the first 3 weeks of the following accounting class. So by doing this bookkeeping class, even though it's a whole semester of time, you build a solid foundation to go into the accounting class. So I haven't decided yet whether I want to continue my major as business or if I want to switch it to sociology. I guess I'll find out this year when I'm taking sociology classes, if that's my cup of tea or where I'm going with that. I'm just happy to be back in school and going towards a goal. 9 units is a lot with a full-time job, a full-time plus job. I work 50 hours a week at the least, so it's going to be challenging. That's why I'm making the before and after video. So school starts next week. Monday I have my first class. We end mid-December, I think, is finals week, like December 12th to the 15th. So yeah, the next 4 months of I just added all my classes to my iPhone calendar and gave me a little minor panic attack, but I'll get through it. I'm going to try it with 9 units. If I have a total breakdown, meltdown, I can always drop a class and go down to 6. I'm trying to do 9 units every semester so that I am not 50 and still going to school. So yeah, there's that. I interviewed for another management position last Thursday. I think it went well. I got good feedback. I won't know until like the end of this week whether I got it or not, so fingers crossed on that. As of today, I became kind of a poster child for my utility company I work for. My picture and bio and all that is on the company website for the next month, and on posters all over the company, on select bus stops. And so if you see my picture around on a random billboard, then yeah, shoot me a picture of it, because it'd be cool to see them out and about. I've only seen the online version and the mock-up, I guess you would say, for it. I was nominated. I don't know who nominated me to do this. It's a special project for people who give back to their communities for my work, called Who Better Than Us. And yeah, it's quite an honor. It's a little weird. We have these things called digiboards in all of our work locations, which are basically just like LCD TVs, and this profile it goes through like a slideshow, and this profile blinks like every 30 seconds, so it mirrors my picture every 30 seconds company-wide for the next month or two, and then it's on the website and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. At the same time, a little intimidating, and but I got it for the right reasons, and giving back to my community I do anyways. So, not that you give back to your community for recognition, but it is nice to see a large corporation doing that. So yeah, that's an honor. I guess I would say that's an honor. The whole interview process. So this was only my second panel interview that I've had in quite a while, and it's hard. Panel interviews are hard. I was brought up, and I live my life with the whole mantra, and now it's a song by Tim McGraw, but humble and kind. Stay humble and kind. And when you go into an interview, especially a panel interview, you have to kind of find the fine line between being confident and kind of cocky, and the whole thing is about selling yourself and your skills and your resume and all that stuff. And I have 14 years with this company, and I have a pretty solid resume, and I have skills outside the company that add to the resume, and I know my value, and I know what I'm worth, and I know what I can add to the team. But going into a room and putting on almost this show, not that any of it's a lie, but it's just a little awkward. I got through it fine. It was good. I got good feedback at the end of it, but I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. I like doing my work, getting recognition for my work, but kind of being the behind the scenes guy, getting the job done. A thank you here and there is good. Paycheck is fabulous, but I don't need a bunch of glory for what I'm doing for work. So yeah, potentially. So we got this new job potentially coming up, which could be in the next week or so, which would also mean that I would be also running the current project that I'm running at the same time, where they're also probably adding another 18 to 20 employees that I would be supervising during this project. So I would have about 25 employees. Part of me would be in that new role, transitioning into the new role, because this project I'm on is temporary and will be done by the end of the year. So the added staff will help me speed the project up if I get this new role. So that'd be good, but in the meantime, it's going to be a whole lot at once. So between that and school, and then today, she's in the other room sleeping, so that's why I'm here making this video, because I'm at home right now. My mom had rotator cuff surgery, so she's drugged up in the other room on some good pain meds, but there's going to be a couple months of rehab and arm in a sling, and I'm glad it's over with. It went well. She's healing, and the worst is over. Now we just have to heal, and she's already had her knee replaced a few years ago, and she got through that just fine, and she's a fighter, so she'll do fine. But it seems like there's always multiple things going on in my world. Other thing I wanted to talk about, and this isn't widely talked about on YouTube as with trans guys, is PrEP. So I do a lot of work with the HIV/AIDS community and AIDS life cycle, and killing the stigma against HIV and AIDS and all that stuff, and talks at work and talks outside of work and talks with friends. And most insurance companies, if you have health insurance or if you have access to LGBT center in your area, most of the time there's a program and you can get on PrEP, which is anti-HIV medication. When you're HIV negative and you want to stay HIV negative, you go on PrEP. They do blood work and tests before. They get interviewed usually by a nurse or a doctor, and then usually your insurance covers it. And I have been on it for 7-8 months now, at least 7-8 months now. And it's just peace of mind because I've been single for a while and enjoying that, but also making sure that I protect myself. And I just want to put that out there. If anybody has questions about PrEP, I'm going to put some links in the description below, get more information. Depending on where you live, the access could be different. I know the LA LGBT Center does PrEP. Kaiser, if you have Kaiser Permanente, that's who I use, they cover PrEP. Just ask your general physician. They have a whole PrEP program. My copay is $10. This medication, it's Truvada, is the medication they normally use. It's a $1,300 a month pill. So it's, if you have access to this, take advantage of it. It's just peace of mind. Yes, condoms, use them as much as possible, but we all know those times where it breaks, or somebody isn't completely honest with you, or whatever the case may be. Protect yourself, give it a shot. Let's break the stigma of PrEP. And if you have any questions about that, let me know, and I'm always here to help you out. I haven't had any side effects with it. This is my 7th month. I think this week I go for my next 3 month. You go every 3 months for blood work because it can affect your kidneys and liver. And I've had no problems with that. I did in the very beginning have a little stomach upset from it, and then I just started taking it at night before I went to sleep, and that's cured that. Yeah, it's just peace of mind. While I'm single, I don't know if I'll be on it forever. If I'm in a committed relationship with somebody and yeah, there's that trust and respect built, then I don't see a need to do that. But as long as I'm single and dating, it's an extra protection to protect myself and protect those that I'm sexually active with. So I just wanted to put that out there for trans guys, because not a lot of trans guys talk about PrEP. Mostly it's cisgender men that the programs are geared towards for PrEP. What else do I have? I saw... Okay, so I've never been to one of those events. I don't get allowed a lot. I work a lot. I am home with my dogs, or I'm at my mom's, or whatever. Traveling, I take the teardrop trailer out, which someday I gotta take this camera and film one of my teardrop trailer adventures. I've been trying to take it out once a month. I just went, not this last weekend, but the weekend before, because I knew it would be my last weekend out for a while, since my mom's gonna have her arm in a sling for a month. But, it's just good times. You just hook the trailer up and hit the road and go somewhere where it's cool, go somewhere in the mountains, just get away and, hear the wind blow and solitude and ocean, wherever you end up. Yeah, and it's a comfortable bed, sleep on the ground. I'm past the point in my life of sleeping on the ground. It's August 22nd, so a little less than a month and I'll be 38. Can't believe that. But I kind of feel, as much as 38 is just a number, I kind of feel I'm settling into that rule of 38. I'm where I want to be at 38. I'm ready to take this next step in my life, take this management role on and be serious about it. And there's no way, and I know I've said this in other videos, there's no way that before I transitioned I would have the confidence and the self-worth to go up in front of hundreds of people in the morning and run meetings and lead teams and deal with conflict and situations and emergencies and all the stuff I'm learning daily. It's an amazing adventure, and I wasn't ready for it a few years back, and I'm so ready for it now. So I do miss being out in the field, and it is a little awkward, and not awkward, it's just a little strange that to be out with other technicians and being the supervisor and observing, and because that's my job now, is to observe and make sure they're learning correctly. We have a lot of new employees at my work location, and so just mentoring them, guiding them, coaching them, counseling them, making sure they're doing the right thing. But it is a little weird still being on the other side of it and not doing the actual work. I don't know if I will ever get used to carrying 2 cell phones around. I have my home cell phone, or my personal cell phone. I have a work cell phone, which is great to keep those separate, because that way if I do get this, after this project's over, if I do get this other job, I'll be on call once every 6 weeks for a week. Whereas the current project management job I'm on right now, I've been on call since March. I carry that second phone around with me everywhere I go. I have 2 phones, so that is a little old. It gets a little old. and you got to figure out, like you could be answering emails laying in bed at midnight, and there's no, there's no shift time, stuff. So you got to like be really focused on, work time and lifetime and balance and learning all that. Because before, you clock in, you clock out, you do your work, you go home, and that's it. And on the other side of things, on the management side of things, you could be working 24 hours a day if you let yourself. And so I'm trying to find that balance. And when I go to school, I'm really going to have to try to find that balance. So yeah, it's August. September's coming up. That's my birthday month. I'm hoping to go to Disney somewhere in there. That excites me because I'm a Disney nut, and so I'll go to Disney around my birthday when it cools off. And then November, Palm Springs Pride. I'm going to be marching in Palm Springs Pride with Safe Schools, so that's amazing because we have like 500 kids that come down to march in Palm Springs Pride. So if you're in the area for Palm Springs Pride, I think it's November 7th and 8th this year, but I'll double check and put the links in the comments below. Safe Schools Desert Cities, look for our banner, and the giant rainbow rubber ducky. We have a giant inflatable rubber ducky that we have on the parade route. It's pretty fun. Yeah, so that's it. That's just kind of an update. Life is good. I'm good. Yeah, there's a lot of loss. There's a lot of stuff, relationship-wise, that I'm not really ready to talk to on camera. And I'm not sure really if I'm ever going to be. And learning on testosterone and learning in this new person and this new version of a being that I'm in right now, how to process emotion and how to feel and grieve loss and accept that it's okay to feel and grieve loss, and it's totally natural, and just letting yourself do that. And testosterone may not change you as a person, but it definitely changes how you express emotion. And express it definitely, at least for me, I'm only speaking for myself, it definitely changes how your guttural instincts go from, maybe before, at least for me, before testosterone, I didn't understand the estrogen, I didn't understand all that, but, crying and stuff happened a lot easier. And now I'm having a time where I'm going through some hard times with letting some stuff go and letting past go and moving on. And I am just trying to look for an outlet for that. One of them is staying busy. One of them is working on me. Excuse me. Allergies are horrible today. And just allowing myself to be okay with being sad. Allowing myself to, if I need to cry, I need to cry. Allowing myself that if I feel angry, I have the justification to feel angry. It's all a part of healing, and allowing myself to feel those feelings. And being okay with that, and being okay that I'm a male that has feelings, and I acknowledge my feelings, and I'm not trying to hide them, because when you hide them, it turns into anger and turns into way larger things than it has to be. And so yeah, lots of journal writing, and probably do a few more of these blogs. I won't get into details about the specifics of it, because I just don't feel like my personal stuff like that is internet made. I'm not that open of a personal life kind of person. But I know there's lessons that I still need to learn in this, and I know in the end of it, the right person's gonna, being single right now, it's what I need to be. I don't have the time to be in a long-term relationship right now. With school and work and, being on a board of directors of a nonprofit and AIDS Life Cycle and everything else, taking care of my mom, I literally do not have the time to be in a long distance or in a long-term relationship. And I've dated here and there, and I've almost thought about taking my profiles down on a few dating apps, because I've been that person that didn't get the attention in a relationship, and the person wasn't aware that they were unavailable, and there's no way in hell I'm going to do that to somebody else. So, yeah, it's hard. You meet cool people, and you could see it going somewhere, but I know myself, and I know life, that I have a lot of stuff going on right now that I've put off personally, And if I stopped doing this to focus that energy on a relationship, I would regret it. So, as much as it gets lonely when you're single. Everybody has had those points where it gets lonely when you're single. And I normally do really well on my own. And I think the work in this, and I'm going to end this video because I know it's probably getting long, but I know that before I was out in the field, I was alone most of the time when I was a technician, and I'd be in customers' homes sporadically, but then back in my truck listening to radio, and then back alone, and listen to podcasts. Now I'm in and out, so I'm in the field, where I'm alone, but I also am in office spaces where I'm with a lot of people, and that does help. The distraction does help to for the loneliness. Where at the end of the day, you're ready to go home and just tune out the world, shut off the email, and zone out and watch some dumb TV. Speaking of dumb TV, it's not dumb, but I went to one of those fancy movie theaters last night. It's the first time I've ever been to one of the movie theaters with the recliner chair things. Saw Bad Moms. Oh my god. Hilarious. You gotta check it out. It's hilarious. If you like Kristen Bell, if you like Mila Kunis, the cast is amazing. It's just hilarious. So check it out. It's an awesome movie. It was what I needed yesterday for sure. I needed to laugh. I needed to get out of my rut that I've been in the last few days. So with that, this is my check-in. This is my before. Thank you for watching. If you've come to this point of, I know I don't make a lot of videos, but I'm gonna try and do that more often, even if they're like 2-3 minute videos going, I have a test, I have to go study, or something random like that. I'm still around, and I'll keep you in the loop. Maybe this will become like my school vlog of how school's going, because this is the first time I've taken school seriously in almost 20 years. So it's kind of brain shattering and slightly terrifying, but I am excited. I'm truly excited about the next step of my education. So with that, peace and love to you all, and I hope you're good on the other end of this lens, and if you need anything, send some comments my way. I'm always here for the trans community. We gotta stick in this together, especially with this election coming up. Register to vote. Please, please, please register to vote. It's very, very important, this election. There's a lot to lose. Yeah, and I'll be in touch. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.